Hello, investors, and welcome back. Are we in the middle of a market meltdown, the third red day? Is this a good time to buy, or should you just wait for the CPI numbers coming out on Wednesday? I would say going into any position for companies that you like that have strong earnings, great cash flow, strong margins, you're going to be okay long term if you're buying those stocks at a low multiple, because today was painful. Even if you take profits in the short term, but May is traditionally a weaker month as far as returns in the market. May, they say, sell and go away and then come back, but I say pay attention. There might be some deals in the market. Let's take a look at this market calendar. May 9th to May 13th, we got Palantir that really took a nosedive. I don't know if this shocked you, but it shocked me. Let me know in the comments below. Almost a 22% drop. I think it's sitting at about $7.39 right now. Tyson Foods, we've also got Roblox tomorrow. This is one I'm really paying attention to. Peloton, I'm curious if they can turn things around with everything they did to that company. Walt Disney is my favorite one this week. If it's not at its price, it is getting there, and I don't believe Q2 is going to be that strong. I would be surprised if it was strong. They're going up against COVID impacts in China this quarter. They had warned in Q1 that they're continuing their investments in content and their programming fees and things that they're doing with Hulu Live, $800 million to $1 billion in operational cost and $500 million with COVID-related timing shifts, and their NFL games, their awards that would typically take place in Q3 took place in Q2. So I would caution you that this might not be the bottom for Disney, but this is a reopening play that I like a lot. Obviously, I want this one on your watch list. I'm telling you that up front. Rivian is really interesting with Ford selling their shares. I mean, how much further is this one going to go? I would just like to know, if you know, let me know in the comments below. I'd like to hear what you think. On Thursday, I'm really curious because I have SNDL and I cost average down today. I am looking at ACB to see if they could possibly have some good numbers and maybe bring a little bit of positivity to the overall market. So CPI on Wednesday, I'm looking for this as a catalyst, and BioFrontier on Friday. That's another interesting one. Down here, there's an IPO, and this is why I like Moomoo, and you can check this out in the description below. Get you some free shares. Use this for its data at least. I trade on this platform. I've got Robinhood, WeBull, and I've got Moomoo. Bright green BGXX. Now, you can find Earning Whisper calendars, but I haven't seen them do the IPO at the bottom. Maybe I'm just noticing this, but they did delay this IPO till the 11th. That's probably smart and maybe a sign that CPI numbers could be good, and maybe that gives them a chance to have a better launch because of the market volatility. Did they purposely delay this just so that way they could have a better launch? Very curious what your thoughts are. Now let's take a look at the Moomoo US hotspots, and you can look at Singapore, Hong Kong, China, and you can trade on these accounts, on these platforms. So that's another benefit. If we look at the US hotspots, you can see the top gainers. Of course, the decline ranking here with Palantir, you got your watch list, and you've got the best performers, and you can click on those other economies just to see what is happening and what's best performing for them. Tools and accessories, home improvement, and packaged goods. I thought that was interesting. We're starting to see a shift of where the money is going, and it's going to those staples. It's going to food. They believe that those margins are going to be good there. So that's really interesting to see. Now, if we switch over to the economy, I'd like to focus on China. China's reopening could be a catalyst, but it looks like they're not in a rush to lift these lockdowns, and these lockdowns are going to have impacts on the supply chain. We are not disconnected from a global economy, but you're seeing more nationalism happen across the US and Europe, and even in China. I think that they're really starting to disconnect from the global economy somewhat and try and build more nationalism. I know that the US is looking pretty strong as far as investment opportunities and stability, so I wouldn't be surprised on Wednesday if the CPI numbers start to come down, that we could see some whales in the global economy look to put their money in the US market causing this to have a rebound. Now, I do believe that when these rebounds happen, that people are quick to take profits, so just be sure to lock it in if it's not long-term for you. Now, the next crisis, the diesel crisis, inventory is hitting a 14-year low. We're going to have to pay attention to all of these market indicators that really have impacts. And those oil prices, will they get to levels of a recession, causing a recession? Now, Disney is sitting at 107, and last quarter, this was up at about, actually, it was down at about 140, and then it ran up to 160 after their earnings. Their earnings was positive, 71.63% upside, and I think that the average price is projected to be 184.95. You can see 16 buys, 5 holds, and if you're betting on Disney, I think you're betting on sports betting, gaming, the metaverse, that they're going to make it to that 230 to 260 million subscribers by the end of 2024. I believe they're on their way there. I believe you're going to see this growth in the second half of this year, but now would be the time to seriously consider in this quarter after this earnings, if this takes a dip, I think that this is a sure thing and is going to pay dividends in the future. Now, 191 for Airbnb, and you know that's where the upside is, right? A 59.13% upside to get to that average price target. We're talking about 12 months from now, and the price is sitting at 120, and it doesn't look like it's reached the bottom yet. Do you wait till tomorrow morning? Because on May 11th, on Wednesday, they have an announcement coming, and I think that coupled with CPI could be a catalyst for this stock. This is one that I also want on your watch list, and I believe that this has come down from the last time that I talked about it, and even the point, they just reported a good earnings, and it looks like from their data that they are projecting and they're seeing bookings for this summer that are looking incredibly strong. There's pent-up demand, and I believe money's going to come back to this play. The next one I've got is GGPI with Polestar. I believe that this could be another one that you want to enter for the catalyst, but be careful with these SPAC plays. So you have to be living under a rock to not know about BBIG. That stock closed up to 28% on Friday. It's pulled back. Don't FOMO into this one. The $2 range, this is definitely a buy, I would say, in the high twos. I would get this under $3. This is only going to run up as you get closer to May 18th. Find your buying opportunities, cost average into any position, but I would not buy this in 3. And last but not least, I'll be talking about this one a little bit more later on this evening. SNDL, you know I'm still holding this. I'm waiting for that blackout period to be lifted. I'm looking for that buyback. I'm looking for the next earnings. I'm looking for those catalysts. I'm looking to set a stop loss when this runs up next if it can't get over $1. That's all I got. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, give the video a big thumbs up, and trade safe.